What a banger. Welcome back, sleuths. We're here to solve some mysteries. Alright. If you are rejoining us, Nancy Drew, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. We've got spooky ghost dogs that are attacking our friend's cabin. Solving the mist. Ugh, I don't want to do this right now. So what we do need to figure out, our low-key to-do list. We are waiting for the water test for our pump to come back. So there's a Roman numeral puzzle to do to organize some files. Somebody donated from an estate or something or whatever to the ranger here with like history and information on the the park and surrounding area and a bird watcher, yes. And it's sorted by Roman numerals, but we've got to sort everything before we can look through it. We need to look for bait so that we can get camouflage to wear when we look for burbs. And we've got to figure out the Doge puzzle. All I did off screen last time was kind of look at some of the stuff on this computer here. And just to see if there was any like critical information. There is some history about the town and like surrounding areas, the park and the gangsters and everything, but nothing essential yet. Of course, I didn't take any notes when I did. I was kind of tired when I finished last time, so I didn't take any notes or summarize like I should have, but I will. Okay. Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth. So we got leaves. I was a little unfamiliar with the like what we were supposed to look for on the little woof woof cuckoo clock, but I think I've got it now. Right. Okay. So all of these correspond with the birth dates of some of the Doges out in the cemetery. Okay. But we've got to figure out how they correspond on the clock. Wait a minute. Alright, so we were testing old Vetus here. Tell us. Okay, so left gives us what? Okay. Facing left is burbs. Right. Right gives us the leaves. Okay. Back gives us swan. That means front facing is going to give us the deer. All right, so we've got the, whoops. We have their dates, or their birth dates. We've already written that down. Based on the months that they were born. So Lucy needs to face to the right. Xander to the back. Iggy to the front. And Vetus to the left. We did it. Oh! So good at mysteries. Ah! And dog puzzles. Fuck yeah. Ooh, we probably shouldn't be down here. One thing we're supposed to keep in mind that there is a virus that the mice carry. I don't know, like leprosy or something. It's kind of like a tick-borne illness, but this is carried by rodents. What is this? Okay. And there are mice in the cellar that we know, so that's not good. What the heck? That was... I don't know what happened, but we're gonna save. No! Shit! No! Fuck nuts. We goofed. Just a little bit. Bear with me. Shit. I was spooked, man. I got spooked by the... I thought it crashed. It didn't, though. Whoops. Whoopsie doodle. Stressing you out, man. I know. I'm stressing me out, too. But we've got our puzzle solution. We just got to do it again. And then walk down into the cellar. It's fine. This is fine. Okay. Let's try this one more time. Lucy. Right. Xander. To the back. Okay. We're good. Save. Yes. Done. Continue. We're good. Right back where we were. This is fine. It's fine. This is a picture of somebody. Flashlight away. What do we have here?
William Akers. I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
That is the ranger. We know that his father was sheriff, I believe. Thoughts on Thuggery by Ethan Collier. The truth about Mickey Malone, as told by his most trusted employee, William Wait a minute, William Akers, hold on. Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? And you know why? Because he's just an ordinary Joe trying to run something. Okay, it's cut off anyways. I was just getting into my gangster voice. I don't know, yeah, I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He's a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments. Come on. We know all about that. And people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just a plain hogwash. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see? And sometimes they don't mind him so good. Okay. That's sus, because... Oh, okay, so we need to find out the woman in the picture with Malone. What did he tell us the name was? Okay, yeah, Joe. Thank you, Toots. Yeah, see? Right, so Joe was the... Oh, welcome back, everybody. What's your costume tomorrow, Toots, since it's Halloween at your work? Joe was the deputy sheriff, which was the pops of the current ranger. Whoops, whoops. Anyway, oh, really? Really? That's how we read the thing. Well, let's try this again. And never spent a night in jail. Try to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment, this reporter honestly thought Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangsta. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. Oh, okay, Stephanie, so you're doing Men in Black, fun. Nerf gun loaded, very cool. Okay, and a lost scientist, I like it. But that's Dharma Initiative, right? Very cool. I'll probably just do some, like, maybe like my Coven Witch. You know, like American Horror Story Coven with the black. Because tomorrow's Halloween, woohoo! I'll be at Pink Porch tomorrow, so. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. You just did a Coven rewatch? Fun. I keep seeing trailers for the new American Horror Story season, and I don't really know what it's about. I haven't picked up on it. I don't know. At least with, previous years, you kind of had an idea of what the theme was. You knew what was up. Let's see, a person you trust. I don't know, I see him every day. And he's a rich man, laundromat, hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked if I could wait for him, he said, "Wait for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, "Then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 dogs. Yeah. I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did. I knew that, but he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing?" I wonder if... Oh, wait, never mind. Houdini? What? Cool. Reflections on Houdini. Oh, okay. So is it a film, maybe? I don't know. All right. So a newspaper clipping from back in the day. Whoa! Nancy. Oh, look, we had to... Oh, we had more than that. Why are we starting our worms back over? That sucks. What else we got going on in here? That's the way we came. Is this another panel? Oh.
It could be mice making that sound. It's blocked. It looks like a tiny hole. It looks like a tiny hole.
Why do we have this Oh, nice.
What's the combination?
I'm afraid I don't fucking know, Nancy. Shit. Herm. Alright, well. We're gonna start a new page, Toots. Ugh. This does look like another door. This is the... Jesus. Nancy, you ain't got to slam the door. This is the way we came down. Yeah, see, yeah. Let's go ask about the photograph. I just want to hear him bark. Oh. Hey, nice. Nice lab coat there, Moogie. Looks legit. Very cool. Whoa, dropped my phone. Whoops. Shit. Stay there! Alright. We need to ask about this photo. And collect more bait at some point. On our little map there that we got of the woods when we first arrived, it says it's better to collect bait at night. So, that's one thing. Oh, itchy nose. Hey there, darling.
Hey there, Nancy. Got that bait yet?
No.
Not yet.
Sooner you get 'em, the better.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady. Sounds like a case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
You betcha. Alright, darling. Thanks, Toots. We're gonna mark our dog statue puzz because we did it. Hooray for us. I can tell you with certainty, darling, that I'm not looking forward to the Roman numeral bullshit puzz. That looks awful.
You're back.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
wait a minute.
Oh my gosh, not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
Do not drink or use the water from your well. Initial tests found high levels of arsenic in the sample you sent us. While it is not unusual to find trace amounts of arsenic in wells in your area, that's a little sus, the amount in your sample far exceeded standard safety limits. Therefore, the water in your well is unsafe for any purpose. Further tests have been requested. They will take 2 weeks to complete. You will be informed as to what, if anything, they uncover.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
Liar. Where's your dog, son?
Where's Yogi?
In the run out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
Ugh.
I found a newspaper dating back to 1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no.
Liar.
I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
Liar.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
You full of shit, dude. Oh, I'm a busy man, but let me look in my files for some history stuff.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
One stroke your history dick. Oh, I put all this together, aren't I great?
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Is it though? Okay. Alright, so there's nothing here to indicate 1928. This is talking about the rings of a tree and how it looks different for different environmental factors. Oh, let's see if we got any familiar faces. No. Nothing at the moment. Conservation, yada yada. Great. History of Moon Lake. Oh, you know what? We're here. We're reading it. We're doing it. Oh, it's so much. We can do it. We got this, right? Okay. Oh, one big yawn. All right. So this is a history of Moon Lake. The Lenape tribe. Hope I'm saying that correctly. The first residents of Moon Lake were members of the it's pronounced Lenape. Yeah, Lenape tribe. One of the several Algonquin-speaking tribes that populated the northeastern U.S. for hundreds, if not thousands of years prior to the arrival of settlers from Europe. Because the early colonists had trouble pronouncing Lenape, they lumped the tribe in with all the other Algonquin-speaking tribes they encountered and referred to this larger group as the Delaware Indians. White people. This is because many of the Algonquin-speaking tribes lived in the large drainage basin of the Delaware River, which had been named after an Englishman whose title was Lord Delaware. He probably had syphilis. Curious and friendly, the Lenape were hospitable to the early colonists, but as the number of settlers grew, so did the tension between the two groups. The Lenape believed that all land belonged to the Creator, and as a result, they had difficulty understanding the concept of private ownership by which the Europeans seemed to live. The Lenape gradually migrated west, settling for brief periods in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and Kansas. At each place, the Lenape were told that was to be their new home, but after a few years, the Europeans would change their minds and force them to move again. They finally settled in Oklahoma, where more than 11,000 Lenape still live today. Early settlers. Native Americans were the first true settlers, see Lenape tribe. Around 1635, immigrants from Europe moved into the area, mostly of German and Scotch-Irish descent. They farmed the fields around the lake, hunted game in the woods, and lived peacefully alongside the Lenape. But as more and more settlers came, the demand for land increased, and so did pressure on the Lenape to move out. In one instance, the Europeans talked the Lenape into turning over to them as much land as a man could walk in a day and a half. What? That seems like a shit deal. The Lenape agreed to the deal, and the settlers promptly sent men out to run as far as they could in the allotted time. The walking purchase, as it is called today, forced many Lenape to leave Moon Lake forever. Like the rest of Pennsylvania, blah, blah, blah. Moon Lake was very anti-slavery. Prior to the Civil War, the I don't know about that. Farm on the north side of the lake was rumored to be part of the Underground Railroad, the secret network of people who would hide slaves fleeing from their owners in the South and help them travel to Canada where they'd be free. Dozens of slaves at the time reportedly sought refuge during the day in the huge cellar of the farmhouse. When night came, they'd resume their perilous journey north. Nothing remains of the farm today, though in the 1920s, a gangster, see Famous Residence, built a house in the approximate spot where the farmhouse once stood. Famous Residence. Oh, c'est puppies! In the early 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent time here, including Florin Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and revues. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Foley King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years, a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. The boat gradually disintegrated until no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent the summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's south shore. That summer was a particularly stormy one, which was led to speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiences here, I'm sure. And lastly, we have Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, at the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia who got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, built a house on the North Shore at the site of the old Retzky farm. People came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and went to prison, where he eventually died. Alright, then we've got creation of Moon Lake State Park. The land. Yeah. Facilities. Okay. Roman numerals. What this has to do with park-related business, I don't know. Oh my gosh, that's long. But we will need it for the stupid puzzle. But we are going to read about the ranger himself. Beep. Ooh, does that mean the Frenchy fries are ready? About Jeff Akers. Park Ranger Jeff Akers was born and raised in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Upon graduating from Northwood, who cares? Park Rangers, yada yada yada. Alright. Get me out of here. Woo, ducks. Squirrel. Oh, glowworms. Okay. Yep, leash laws. We know this. Right. Okay. Get me out of here.